Good morning, Guardians. TBL here, coming back at you guys with your weekly reset guide for April 25th, 2017. This guide's coming a little bit later today. We had some technical difficulties getting set up, so we're going to be zipping right on through it. First things first, on the director here, our weekly featured raid this week is back to being Crota's End once again. That's right, you'll have the Death Singer and the Crota Challenge available to be completed for those Age of Triumph and Adept exotic weapon rewards. After that, this week's Prison of Elders modifiers are Airborne, Fresh Troops, and a Grenade Kill bonus. The three bosses you'll be facing are the Seditious Mind, Noruusk, Servant of Oryx, and finally, Psylocke the Defiled. The weekly nightfall this week is going to look familiar. It's the Fallen Saber once again. Modifiers this week are Solar Burn, Ironclad, Airborne, Exposure, and finally the return of the Daybreak modifier. This is, of course, the modifier that grants you basically mayhem levels of super cooldowns, which means it's going to be a fun one. Heroic Strike playlist modifiers this week are Heroic, Arcburn, Specialist, and Juggler, very close to last week's modifiers too. So hold on to those Fourth Horsemen. Heroic Story playlist modifiers are Heroic, Ironclad, and Airborne this week. Alright, for the Crucible weekly playlist, first up we've got Mayhem Rumble. After that, we've got the Return of the Control playlist, Supremacy, Elimination, Salvage, and finally, the Normal Rumble playlist. Moving on to the artifacts for this week, first up, we've got the Return of the Memory of Felwinter. And as usual, the Discipline Strength stats on that are fantastic. Next up, we've got the Memory of Scory. This week with an intellect focus, although it's only around 86% of the max stat roll you can get for this. You might want to hold on to that for a better roll in the coming weeks. And finally, we've got the Memory of Perun with an intellect discipline build that's actually not bad at all. The stats on this are actually fairly high. I'd actually recommend picking this one up, because even if you've got the Memory of Perun, it's actually kind of likely that this roll is probably going to be a little bit better than that. It's just a good build with decent stats. Alright then, moving on to the tower, first up at Lord Shaxx. This week's Crucible bounties start off with a Hunt for Glory, where you need to exercise your skills in the Supremacy match playlist. Next up, we've got the Taking Control bounty, where you need to play the Control playlist. Again, you'll need 7 match completions, 30 advantage kills, 15 captures, and the Beeline trophy. Easy stuff for great rewards. Moving on over to the Crucible Quartermaster. This week, his bounties are a Burst of Victory, where you need to get 50 Pulse Rifle kills, Ion Victory, where you need to get 50 Scout Rifle kills, Trusty Sidearm, where you need to get 25 Sidearm kills, They'll Never See It Coming, where you need to get 25 Sniper kills, and finally, of course, Choose Your Moment, where you need to get 15 heavy weapon kills. Get out there, complete these bounties, and get the great weapons that come with them. For the material exchange, of course, Eris Morn is taking everything: Wormspore, Hadium Flakes, Runes, and Shards. And in a somewhat surprise move, all 3 of the faction reps this week, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, and New Monarchy, are all taking Relic Iron donations. That's right, every last one of them. So if you've been spending a ton of time on Mars and you've got plenty of Relic Iron, this is going to be a good week for you. Just make sure you complete that Nightfall before you go turning stuff in. And our last stop of the day is, of course, at Petrovenge with the Queen's Wrath faction. First up, for her wanted bounty, she'll want you to take down the Blighted Descendant on either Mars or Venus. You'll find them in either the Citadel on Venus or the Hollows on Mars. After that, we've got Take Them Out in the Cosmodrome, where you need to kill 12 Taken Lieutenants in the Cosmodrome. Take Them All, where you need to kill 100 Taken. This is pretty quick and easy. Queen's Champion, where you need to defeat 50 minions of the Darkness before completing the Challenge of the Elders. Then, we've got Queen's Treasure, where you need to open up the treasure chest in level 41 Prison of Elders. And finally, Queen's Mercy, where you need to get 30 arc kills on the Dreadnought. As usual, the vendor weapon recommendation video will be coming out later today. But as a heads up, there will be no stream from me today. I'm going to be helping a relative basically pack up their entire house and move. But alright Guardians, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, of course. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.